Hi, I'm Stuart Black. I work in the fostering service at Croydon Council. I'm a Supervising Social Worker, affectionately known as an SSW. In the role of the Supervising Social Worker, we are there to primarily offer support, guidance for foster carers. We do this in many ways. We offer it through supervision, where we meet on a regular basis with the foster carer and the family, and offer support through one-to-one meetings in our supervision sessions. We do supervision recordings where we look at training and development and the families, what's going on for them. We offer support through the out of hours service, so we have fostering support available from 9 to 5 weekly with their allocated supervising social worker. And in the evenings they have out of hours support from 9 till 5 in the morning from the out of hours supervising support workers. There's also a duty service where they can contact at any time and they will be given support. If their supervising social worker is not around, there's a team manager allocated that they can contact. So there's a huge number of support that's offered at any given time for foster carers at any given minute when they need it. Yeah, so our supervision sessions and the support that we offer is a flexible service. It's generally every 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the needs of the young people that the foster carers will be looking after. That would vary, that would give us a variety of different visits, so we would then look at the frequency. So if foster carers needed extra support, we would increase our visits. And equally, if they didn't need that support, those would be lengthened out, so we wouldn't visit as often, but they still have access to us at any given time. Supervising social worker would be to ensure that the foster carers have support, and that would be done through their weekly recordings, where they would provide recordings of how the young person's doing. We would look at those and then we'd be able to support them dependent on the need for the young person. That would be followed up in their supervision sessions, where we would offer support around for the young people, looking at what they've gone on, what reviews they have coming up. If they have looked after reviews that need planning, then we would offer the type of support around that, tailored to what the needs of the child were. We would also look at the training development within the supervision context to make sure that they were skilled and able to follow within that role. So we would look at the training needed to support the young person in the placement, and that would all be recorded and sent out to the foster carers so that we could be reflective, because all the recordings are ways of ensuring that the right support's been in at the right time, but also to pick up on any changes that might be happening for the young person and the fostering family, because it doesn't just look at the young people, it looks at the family. There may be things going on for foster carers at any given time with family members, so it's about offering the support around that and how we support them to deal with some of these challenges that they may have alongside their fostering role. Again, to support foster carers with their training and development, it's important that the relationship with the supervising social worker is clear, and that through our training and development programme we would look at, first of all, their TSD workbook sets them up to see what training and development is needed, and then they'd be supported to do that. We would put in place mentoring support to offer from other experienced mentors who are foster carers, to ensure that they have got somebody that they can talk to that's in a similar role to them. We would then look at the training development and what was needed, and that would be dependent on the young people they care for. So again, the needs of training is always something that would be reflected on in the supervision sessions, and then the skills, we would develop their skills in practice through their TSD workbook and then through their supervision recordings on a 4-weekly basis. We have really good links to training and development in terms of we have got an online training website that we can refer our foster carers to. We can also, as supervising social workers, link into this website and guide them through some of the training and developments. We have in-house support groups where they can come along any training sessions that offer systemic therapy or training around specific specialisms such as autism, ASD. So we look at the areas that need developing, and then we would look at the tailor the training needed for those specific foster carers. Qualities that make a good foster carer are, in my experience, come from people who are caring, understanding, empathic, are willing to understand that these children that they will be caring for will come from very complex, difficult backgrounds. I often feel that they need to be non-judgmental. They have to show an understanding that things won't be easy, but they are willing to give it a go when things become difficult. Being able to accept advice and guidance, to understand that they are not alone in this and that support will be given to help them manage some of the challenges. And I think that all stems from a real basic principle of wanting to do something good and caring about what they do. And I think the foster carers who are open to change and understand that they may have to change their thinking and how they view things will be the ones that will understand the needs of the children. So again, it's back to basic caring and understanding and being compassionate for the needs of the young people they're caring for. If a foster carer receives a complaint or allegation, this is something that as a department we do take seriously. On behalf of the foster carer, we want to make sure that we have a timeous outcome and that they would have the support to help them understand why the allegation and complaint was being made. An investigation would take place by our LADO team, and their allocated SSW will probably investigate this further. Once the allegation has been looked at, if it's been founded or unfounded, then there's a support network in place to put in to help support foster carers understand why that occurred. The foster carers have access to the foster network where they are able to access independent advice and guidance, and that's a really good resource to have because it's impartial and it will give them the kind of sound advice they need. They would also have the support of their SSW and team manager, who would be part of that process as well. So there's a robust network around them to help them understand how this has happened. If an allegation is unfounded, again, there would be support given afterwards to help them move on from this, and that would involve training and development, because it may be things as simple as they need specific training in different areas, and that would be worked on through the supervision and support of their SSW. The role of the backup carer is incredibly important for foster carers, and it's an important role because foster carers need to be sure that they have a network that they can call on if they need help and support. In many cases, our young people, things can arise that are unpredictable, so it's about having a support network that will understand the young people you're caring for and be able to step in at a moment's notice. We all have things that go wrong. Cars break down, you can't get to pick a school pickup, or you become ill, or you have a family bereavement, or you need to attend a family wedding or a fun event, and for whatever reason the young person might not wish to attend or they can. So having a good backup carer support network is the key thing, because you need to be able to call on people that you trust, that you can know will step in at a moment and the children feel comfortable with as well. That's also about providing continuity for the young person. So the young person may experience different family members and be seen as part of that wider family context. So that's another positive about a backup carer being a family member or a friend of the family, because they're seen that as I'm part of this family. So it's a really important role for backup carers to be seen, and we do offer training for those carers so they get a level of understanding as well, on what the needs of the young people they're caring for, because they will then feel better equipped to deal with stepping into the role of backup carer. Through Croydon we have a lot of support available for our foster carers. We're particularly proud of our hub programme, where foster carers are supported in a hub group, and there's a lead foster carer that offers support. The foster carers within that group are experienced foster carers, so there's a lot of wealth of knowledge and experience of varying different backgrounds of caring for children and the experiences of being foster carers. That's something that our foster carers can link into. There's also a systemic therapy attached to the hub programme, but also to the fostering service, where one-to-work systemic therapy support can be put in place for help foster carers understand the needs of the young people they're caring for, and offer support to manage some of the challenges that may be presented at the time. We also have other support groups. We have the male carer support group for male carers, and we also have independent systemic groups that's practice led through our own supervising social worker network to offer support as well. We have a robust kind of network of support in place that foster carers can access at any given time. That would be something that would be looked at with their SSW, and in discussion of that, they could decide what kind of level of support's needed. We also have our SFWs, which offer the ultimate support in terms of they're the person that they can go at any given time. So having that support network in place is really important.